When you were a kid, you did things that made you feel completely alive, not because you were trying to become something, but because that thing itself in that moment made you feel happy. What was that thing for you? And more importantly, what happened? Where did that kid go? Today, we're going to break down exactly how to reconnect with that feeling, because here's what nobody tells you. You don't have to go back to making mud pies. You just have to go back to why those mud pies mattered. And I'm going to show you 3 ways to find that joy again so you can bring that magic into your life right now. Hi, my name's Michal. I believe you already have everything you need. I personally didn't always see it that way. I had to learn the hard way. And now my whole goal is to help you see it clearly. Here's my truth. I spent years searching for passion in all the wrong places. My career, in books, in workshops, retreats. I thought the answer was somewhere out there until I realized it was hiding in my childhood the whole time. I finally connected those dots. Everything shifted. And as a mother, I get to see this play out in real time with my own kids. And I want to share what I've learned. You've probably heard this advice before. Just go back to doing what you loved as a kid. That's where the joy is. That's where you will find your purpose. Every time I hear that, I'm like, okay, how am I going to do that? Because some of those things I loved as a kid are just not applicable anymore. Actually, most of them. And honestly, that advice used to frustrate me so much. I was not getting it. When I was hearing this, it wasn't translating for me into the now. And I think the problem was that nobody was explaining what they meant by that. They just kept saying, go back to what you loved, like it was super simple, like I'm supposed to just get it. And I didn't. For years, I didn't. I loved making mud pies, fully in the dirt, messy, absolutely thriving, mud in my fingernails. It was awesome. I used to also set up a table in our cul-de-sac and sell my painted rocks. I would wait very patiently for someone to come, anyone, 10 cents. It was a killer deal. My parents didn't even take me up on that. So when someone says, go back to what brought you joy as a kid, of course, I'm confused here. Like, what am I supposed to do? Start a mud pie making business and sell painted rocks? But here's what I finally understood. And it took me way longer than it should have. It's not about the mud pies. It's about what the mud pies meant. When you look back at those moments, there are hidden gems in there, little tiny clues about who you are at your core. In my opinion, we are all creators, every single one of us. It just looks completely different for each person. So let me give you 3 ways to find that joy again. Number 1, get a pen and paper if you don't have one. Write it all down. List everything you loved as a kid, and do not filter this. Don't judge it. Don't try to find one perfect answer. Just dump it all. For me, this is what it looked like. I loved making mud pies. I liked painting rocks. I loved listening to music. I loved playing with roly-polies and ants and earthworms. I loved making jewelry. I liked being silly and making people laugh, swinging on the swings, and I loved riding my bike. I'm giving you a lot of examples on purpose here because this is very broad. And I think that's exactly where people get tripped up when they're trying to find that thing that they loved. It's like they're looking for this one singular moment of joy when they were a kid. Number 2, find the feeling underneath it. Now look at each one of those things and ask, what was I feeling when I did this? Freedom, creation, connection, joy. Write that down too, because that feeling is the actual clue. For instance, riding bikes for me, there was this feeling of total freedom, like anything was possible. The road just kept going on and there was always something new to discover. That feeling never went away. It just grew up with me because to this day, travel is one of the biggest parts of my life. Different roads, different places, always that same feeling. Freedom, possibility, something new just around the corner. Same joy, same magic, Totally different decade. That's what they meant, not the literal thing, the feeling that's underneath it. Number 3, let's translate this forward, okay? Now ask yourself, where is that feeling showing up for you in your life now? If you loved the freedom of riding your bike, maybe travel is your thing. If you loved creating with your hands, maybe it's cooking or building or designing. If you loved making people feel included, maybe it's community work, teaching, or mentoring. It's the same feeling, just a different package. And that's it. That's how you reconnect with that magic. You don't go backward, you bring it forward. For me, making mud pies, I love baking now. I love making sourdough bread and giving it away. That's all the same thing. Making something with my hands and sharing it. Making jewelry for me, painting rocks as a kid, that's a creative outlet. I still love making jewelry. I'm wearing it now. And I get to wear it, obviously, and I feel connected to it. And above everything else, making people feel good. My sister-in-law said once, we have a service heart. And I absolutely love that term. That whole feeling of wanting to help and mentor others. If someone crosses my path, I genuinely hope their day is better than it was before. That brings me very real, deep satisfaction. So you don't have to go anywhere to find yourself. You already know the way. You learned it when you were young. It's not necessarily literal. Go back to the feeling, not the actual making mud pies, not the exact thing. The feeling that's underneath it, the freedom, the creation, the connection, the way it made you come alive. Because that feeling, that's not a phase that you outgrew. That's not something that you lost. It's still inside of you. It just needs to be translated into adult life. When you finally connect the dots, the kid making the mud pie and the adult that you are now, that's when everything shifts. That's when you stop searching for passion somewhere out there and you realize it's always here. It's always been here. That's where your real passion lives and it never went anywhere. This brings me to my favorite part of the video. I want to know, what is one intentional thing you did for someone else today? Drop it in the comments. I read them and I see you. Thank you. We'll see you again soon.